Hello and welcome. I'm Pika, and today I'm going to show you the easiest way to make a loaf of bread. I make bread probably once every other week or once whatever, and then I slice it up. I cool it off, slice it up, stick it in the freezer so my husband can have bread every single day. I'll take it out, put it in the toaster, and it tastes just like I took it out of the oven. It's incredible. Anyway, I'm going to start with I always like to measure all the ingredients in grams, even the water, because it just works for me. So it's going to be 360 grams of water, warm water, which is about 1.5 cups of water. Come on, you can do it. You know, after a while of reading what's in bread at the grocery store, which is like a million ingredients if you didn't know. I mean, if you look at the back of a loaf of bread, I'm like, what do they put in there? I mean, it's not natural to have million bread. Delicious bread is flour, water, salt, yeast. That's it. There's nothing else involved. Okay, and now I'm going to add 420 grams of flour, which is about 3 1/4 cup of flour to the water, just to the water. I'm telling you, this is the easiest bread recipe ever. And my husband goes crazy over it. $420 grams. Yeah, if you're a little off, it's no big deal. Okay, I'm done with my scale. Shut that off and move it to the side. 2 teaspoons of salt. And 1/2 teaspoon of yeast, which I keep it in the freezer, because if you keep yeast in the freezer, it will last longer and not die on you, because there's nothing worse than trying to make a loaf of bread and then it doesn't rise. So 1/2 teaspoon of yeast right in there. And you do know that if yeast is a little sluggish, if you add a little bit of honey or sugar, you should activate it. And then all I do is I mix it together. And that's it. I'm going to mix it, leave it in the bowl. And come back to it tomorrow morning. Now it may, because it's a little cloudy out, so I might end up putting a little bit, I think I might add a little bit more flour, just because. I mean, there is nothing like a delicious loaf of home-baked bread. We've gotten so into, like, let's go to the store and get a loaf of bread, that it's, I don't know, I read the ingredients, I go crazy. Even like cakes and stuff like that, you look at the ingredients, it's like, what is that? 50 ingredients when it should be like 3. And that's how it looks. And now I'm just going to cover it with a towel, and I'm going to place it over here. And I'll be back tomorrow morning to show you the rest. Hello and welcome back. It's morning. I thought I'd show you what I do with my bread next. Here's the bread that I put in the bowl. It's ready to go. I have to get some parchment. Get some parchment. And I'm going to throw a little bit of flour on the parchment. And I don't know about you, but I just woke up. So I'm tired. See how it rose? It like doubled in size. Now I'm just going to take that out. I use my hands. I guess some people use a scraper. I just, why not? And I don't know, it feels a little cooler this morning. Now I rinse this bowl out while I'm doing that. And now I just kind of fold a little bit more flour into the dough, and I fold it over. Well, I do a couple things. I wash the bowl and I do that. So, this is what I do. And for some reason, you know how like dough always sticks to like sponges? I can't stand it. But I work with it. You have to. I'm almost there. Today was one of those mornings I didn't feel like getting out of bed, you know? You ever feel like not getting out of bed? I did not feel like getting out of bed. My husband was telling me, we gotta get out of bed. And I'm like, ugh. But I don't want to get out of bed. Okay. Now, I'm going to dry this bowl quick and go back to what I was doing. And make sure it's dry. Otherwise it'll stick. Okay, now, going back to this. Add a little flour and then, I don't want anything to be in your way. And then I just keep doing this. Make sure there's enough flour underneath it. This dough could not be any easier. There's no really, that's all you're kind of doing is just putting it underneath itself, and then I kind of just do this to tighten it up a little bit. Just like that. And that's it. I throw a little bit more flour on top, like that. Put the bowl on top. Rinse my hands off again, because why not? That's what we do. We rinse our hands a million times when you're doing any kind of baking. It's fine. And now the oven goes on. I stick this beauty, which is, I guess some people use a Dutch oven. I don't have a Dutch oven. I use this. Somebody gave it to me and it works fine. Stick it in the oven. Empty. Turn the fan on. Get the fan on. Turn it on to 450. And now it'll sit for 30 minutes to rise, and the oven will warm up for 30 minutes. And then I'll see you then. Hi, okay, so now the oven is ready. It's been 30 minutes. at 450. So now it's time to put this loaf of bread into the clay pot, which is a chore in itself. I wish I had a round, but I don't make a round. And I slice the top of it with a few squares with my scalpel, my lovely scalpel I have. You can use a razor blade, anything that'll make holes in the top, not holes, but like stripes, lines. And now I'm going to stick it into the oven. Which is the hardest part. And it's going to bake for 30 minutes with the lid on, and then I'll be back. I'm back again. So it's time to uncover the bread, and then it has to bake for 15 more minutes in the oven at 450 degrees. So I'm going to off and let it bake for another 15. All right, it's been 15 minutes, so now it's time to take the bread out of the oven. Wait until you see how delicious it looks. It's insanely delicious. Alexa, stop. As you can tell, I use her. Look at that loaf of bread. Look at that. Can you see it? It's so good. It is insanely delicious. And you're gonna want to let that sit until it's completely cooled off, as much as you, unless you're just going to cut into it, put butter on it, and eat it all at once. You want to let it sit, because if you cut it now, all the moisture is going to go out, so it's going to get drier faster. If you let it sit, it will retain all the moisture, and I usually wait until it's cooled off, then I slice it, and I freeze it, so that way I can take slices out each day, and then I put it in the toaster, and you can't tell that it wasn't made that day. It's so good. Anyway, till next time. Ciao.